Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we are battling for week number 4 of season number 7 of the WPL up against Jay and his Long Beach Lombre. He's actually been in the league for quite a few seasons now and he's definitely had his struggles. He's never made the playoffs and I definitely took that all into account when building this team right here. There's definitely things you want to do when you're building against inexperienced players. So I definitely tried to take advantage of that, and let's just go ahead and go over team preview right here. So we have a nice double dance Reuniclus, and when I say that I mean double defensive, which is Calm Mind, Iron Defense. And I definitely figured that could be a really good option against him. He may not have a way to actually break through that, so we're only running mono attacking with Psyshock, and we're running Psyshock over Psychic for the Suicune, of course, as well as the Clefable if we do end up in a Calm Mind war. Then we have a Rocks Cobalion right here with the Shika Berry with the HBI, so it's actually a special Cobalion with a Flash Cannon, Volt Switch, HBS, and Rocks. And the reason we're bringing that is I wanted a safety check to the Salamence right here. If he burns a Z move and gets a Moxie boost, I can eat up that Shika Berry on the Earthquake and then knock it out with HBIs, which is really cool. Ban Zygarde right here, which he has pretty much no switch-ins for, unless he's like max defense Clefable. Even defensive regular Scizor doesn't really want to take this hit, so that's definitely very good for us. Then we have AV Raku, which is a good pivot mon to pivot into stuff like Jolteon and Suicune. We can 1v1 Calm Mind Suicune with Raku right here. Then we have Tornadus T, which is just a fast defogger with Hurricane. Flyinium Z, which can be very useful right here. He doesn't have good Flyinium Z switch-ins. Even Jolteon doesn't appreciate it, and the Clefable can like take a Hurricane and then it goes down to Flyinium Z, which is cool. And then finally, just a max defense Cofagrigus right here with Haze, Will-O-Wisp sort of thing. Secondary check to the Salamence. We can actually take a +1 Supersonic Sky Strike, which is really cool to think about. And yeah, let's just go ahead and hop into the game right here. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off here with my Tornadus as he leads off with the Scizor. I don't want to predict turn 1, so I'm just going to go right here for the Heat Wave as he does frisk my Flyinium Z. So I figured I may have to take that into account. He may try to pivot out into maybe like an Assault Vest Jolteon to take my Flyinium Z. So I had to time that right at this point because he knows I have it. So I'm going to go ahead and taunt this as he's going to I had to go ahead and Toxic me right here, which is good, and I believe right here I just go for the U-turn to get out of here. No, just fire off a Hurricane, which is cool, and it does a lot, meaning he's a really defensive Suicune. He doesn't have much Spidef on here. As I'm going to U-turn out into my Raku, I could have gone Reuniclus right here, but I didn't want to pull that off so early, as he goes for the Ice Beam right here, and thankfully no freeze. And now he's going to go right back to his Dusclops, as I believe I just go right for the Volt Switch. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring out my Tornadus T right here, fire off a Taunt again, and he's going to be smart right here and not go for the Toxic. Just fire off a Nightshade, but I figured this could be a good bet because I'm going to get Regenerator health anyway. And I just bring in Reuniclus right here, and at this point in the match, this is what I was talking about. When players don't really have a ton of experience, they might not know what to do against setup Pokemon like this. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to Acid Armor up right here. I might have said Iron Defense earlier, but I'm not going to skip through all of this because I did that the first time, and we definitely still have some stuff to cover. If this is Calm Mind or Suicune, he wins on the spot. I have no way to break this. Like, my one hope would be I can live a hit with Cofagrigus and get a Haze off, but I really need to hope this is not Calm Mind or Roar. But thankfully he reveals the Scald, meaning I'm assuming he doesn't have Roar, and that's probably his best option against me, so he's going to continue to throw off Scalds right here, and I'll just be recovering up right now, of course, taking these hits, and he's going to go ahead and just Calm Mind up, and I believe this is where we just kind of Calm Mind up all the way to +6. I'm going to recover up. So he's one Calm Mind ahead of me, of course, but his Scalds are still not doing enough damage. As I go for the Calm Mind, if he crits me at any point, I automatically lose, basically, because I won't have a way to break the Suicune, so he's going to go for the Scald again, I guess playing off my choke that I would not recover right there, but at this point, we're going to go ahead and I believe we both Calm Mind up to, like, max pretty much here, as I believe I stop eventually and just fire off a Psyshock at maybe +3 or +4, maybe +5, but he's going to go ahead and go for the Calm Mind. As I figured I would go ahead and probably just Psyshock right here, because if he does end up hurting me this next turn, I really can't afford to have him at such a high amount of health. So he's going to go for the Scald, as I just knocked that out, and now we have a ton of boosts, and he really does not have a way to break this thing anymore. He has to try to crit with his Scizor, which is obviously, I'm going to try to avoid that right now, so I'm going to go for the Recover right here. And I really have no way to avoid it, I just have to hope it doesn't happen. Going to get up the last Acid Armor, just to help out with like Salamence's Z move if he has that. Gonna fire off a Recover right here, and I guess I might as well just go ahead and cut to where Torn comes in. We kill everything, and then finally, when the Scizor comes in right here, he's gonna U-turn a couple times, as I bring it down really low with Psyshock, and since I know he's locked into U-turn right here, I'm gonna bring in my Tornadus right now, and that'll be able to just knock out this Scizor with the Z move right here. Didn't want to risk not going for the Z move because Hurricane checks accuracy, and my only other offensive move is Heat Wave, because I believe I was Defog, Heatwave, Heat Hurricane, and then Taunt. So we're able to win the game 6-0, which is cool. Definitely needed this win after the terrible loss that we had last week. I definitely think we could be 4-0 right now, but 3-1 is still a really fire record. And we're moving on right here. I believe next week we face Chess Ben and the... I forget what his team name is, maybe the Rio Rufflets, and yeah, that should definitely be an exciting game. He's definitely one of the top contenders in the league right now, too. So that should be exciting, and yeah, Reuniclus picking up 5 kills, Tornadus picking up the last one. Very cool right there. Did hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you all next time. Later.